Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
All right.
So we were sympathizing with QueenBee's struggle and the experience of the patriarchy and sexism a little bit. And so we are going to get right into this again. Welcome aboard.
Here we go.
I fought tooth and nail to get where I am now, and to have it be threatened because I don't uphold their sexist standard anymore is, frankly put, bullshit. So, it's there and it's real, but tough to prove any real allegations. Closest thing I've got to hard evidence is my win/loss rating. It's steady and solid. No performance problems at all.
Nope. No way.
I don't lose. They can't drop the axe just yet. Not until I make a mistake. And, well, taking the demon and getting destroyed in front of a live stream audience at a small event, an event I should be winning hands down, that's all they need to justify abandoning ship. Honestly, I'd have abandoned ship on this team ages ago if not for the fact that I rely on my team's salary to live.
Mood, sorry.
Yes. I've even had to put up with those L7 sponsor events at Deco's Palace. With a filthy pit What a filthy pit of ego and aggression that place is.
That's why you're here all the time.
Trying to get away from basically the cloud of aggressive testosterone, if you will.
Yeah.
But without this contract, I'd need a real job. Like an ordinary plebe. Fuck that. I'm a gamer, and this is my fucking dream. So I suck it up and endure all the little microaggressions. She said it.
She did.
No way around it. Now, if I want to keep being a pro, I just have to beat the demon. But how do you kill that which has no weaknesses? Come on, everybody has weaknesses. What's his?
Maybe.
Well, maybe if he has a heart attack or spontaneously combusts, being on fire is totally a weakness. Being highly flammable is also a weakness.
You are also made out of meat.
You know what? Someone could spontaneously eat him. You never know.
It's true.
Maybe walk me through it. In Fist of Discomfort, how do you counterplay your opponent? I'm utter crap at that genre. Maybe explaining it to a noob will help. Having a layman's perspective might get you an in.
Right.
She pauses, trying to figure out how to word it on a level that even a neophyte can handle. Let's see. Okay, so there's 3 playstyles in FOD. Aggro, mid-range, and control. Put simply, aggro is quick beatdowns, mid-range is balance, and control is long-term planning. In this case, I play aggro, and from what I know about the demon, he is absolutely perfect control player. He uses elaborate item combinations to stall the game, then seals your doom. And I'm gonna hazard that control beats aggro. Most of the time, yeah, it sacrifices early game power for early game stall, meaning I burn out while he's just getting warmed up.
It's complicated.
If I wanted to counterplay him, I'd have to play mid-range, but I haven't practiced those characters. That playstyle, he'd outskill me easily. No choice, I guess. I'll have to get out of my comfort zone and face demon as mid-range. I'll figure something out along the way. I'm going to slay the demon. I'm going to do this. I will. Agreed. It's time to exercise. Go exorcist on his ass. And if not, hey, you can join Team Funplex. Oh god, that's terrible. I mean, it's funny. It's supposed to be a joke. Worst possible outcome said with sarcasm. Hey! Is there anyone Oh, that's interesting.
But based off of what QueenBee said, I'm not sure Lies would actually think about that.
I don't think so either.
That seems like a weird thing to say.
That seems really out there. And so I'm like, I feel like if Lies was trying to light the mood, because there is a level of, I'm not sure if Lies believes that QueenBee can really just beat him. But there's also a level of me going, you could actually use this to your advantage of undefeatable except the world champ. So one of the things that I'm really good at, and we've talked about how I handle bullying in other playthroughs and Let's Plays and stuff like that on our channel, where I have from what I understand and from what my friend has seen, a different approach than a lot of people do. And one of the things in reference to like bullying and stuff is basically just out social strategizing people when you have a bunch of microaggressions and stuff going on. So sometimes when you're in an environment in a team and they're really looking to oust you, but you spin it socially in a way that they can't deny unless they all want to look like the bad guys, they have to support you.
Right.
Such as if you lose to him and you're like, holy shit, I can't be beat by anyone except the best in the world, and the crowd goes with you on that, which you can sort of feel where that is, kind of thing, especially if you're setting up for it, then your team can't throw you down without looking like the assholes.
It's true.
And that I want that sort of diplomatic option here. But again, if that's not what I am aware that that's not how most people usually do it, and that what I do is weird, even though that sounds weird. So I'm not surprised it's not here. I just think it would be cool.
Right.
All right. And if not, hey, you can join the Funplex team. Oh my God, even though we're not hiring.
Right.
And if everything goes wrong, hey, maybe it's time for Francine to start an esports team. Team Funplex. Our logo is a clown getting suplexed. Really? And what exactly would you be paying me in pizza rolls?
We definitely know these people at the Funplex way better than we have exactly exposited, but this is a good drop.
She's paying a lot of attention to us and sees us eating the same thing for lunch out on the curb every day.
That's true.
Pizza bagels, actually. Yeah, a hard pass. And only way out
The only way out.
The only way out is through. That means facing the demon.
Hey,
Hey,
thanks.
Kit. Thanks. She didn't say kid.
She said thanks.
She just said, hey, thanks. This helped. I mean, I'm still very likely doomed, but I feel better about my doom as a whole. You'll be there for the finals later today? I nod an affirmative. Although Percy should be wrapping his high score run at about the same time, meaning, hey, it's cool. I get it. You've got a lot going on. No pressure. Not like your pressure. Now, you've got an event to manage, and I've got a fight to prep for. Let's both do what we do best. You got it, QueenBee, though I don't know if event managing is what I do best. She pulls out her phone to do a little research as I depart. I'm gonna go learn his major gambits right now.
I got it.
Half of Funtopia Fun is in the can. Have to go. I've been running myself ragged trying to catch every little problem, and there's still plenty left to do, but no sense not practicing self-care, too. I mean, you still need a lunch break. Yep, it's time to get my lunch on. And while a nice quiet moment to myself would probably help, what would help even more would be a smidge of social interaction beyond crisis management. Who are you going to say is actually available? Percy and QueenBee are obviously tied up in their own affairs, but everyone else should be open. No, they should not. In an event like this, based on all of my work experience and with that many people that need cared for and attended to, you're going to be cycling your lunches. You're going to be doing a lunch rotation, which means only one of you is going at a time. Unless because of the damage control that can be needed. And so, this sounds insane.
So, go ahead.
All right, Naomi's still in her workshop. Maybe she'd like company. Gavin could probably use a break from score wrangling. Ashley just ducked into the employees only room. Oh, well, if she's already there, then it's probably a bad time for me to take my lunch, interestingly enough. Teo's looking around Showtime stage. Could be a good moment. I feel like if Ashley is already on break, that's better than interrupting someone, but I'm not sure how Liz would feel about it. Because Liz seems way more, subtly, weirdly more and more, socially casual than I was interpreting it first. And so it's you know what? We probably, if we're going to start thinking about ourselves, let's go hang with Naomi. It'd be quiet.
Sure.
Because honestly, that's not dealing with anybody else's issues or worrying about whether or not Ashley might need our attention or anything. Just going, it'll be quiet in there. Naomi's been hiding away in her workshop all day, coming out only for spot repairs on games. I'll go see if she wants to hit the whole story or something for lunch. I turn the handle on the wide double doors of her workspace and step inside.
Here we go.
That sounds like a reasonable choice for me. Just Liz going, if I'm trying to take a break from the event, I don't want to do anything that has to do with the event. As expected, she's busy tinkering with a circuit board when I arrive. I still want to see the back of the other characters.
I do
really
too.
do. Hey.
Oh, nice. That's good to see you. How's the event going so far?
It's a bit rocky, but we're making it happen. And right now, I need to make lunch happen or I'm going to pass out. Do you want to head out to Whole Story, get some chow?
No need. I came prepared. and prepared a little extra if you like.
Yes!
Yeah!
She unpacks a pair of wooden boxes from her backpack. I made this extra bento just in case your big day needed some support. That sounds like that all the way of going,
Yes.
just in case? Because it's your big day? That sounds like the cutest cute face to me. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Each one a classic Japanese bento. Enough rice and Lunchables for one person.
Sweet.
I figured you might be too busy today to go out, so I planned ahead.
That is so cute. And I love that of going, this is your big busy day, so I'm here for you. That's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
For me? Dang, Naomi, that's nice of you. Her workspace isn't exactly a 5-star restaurant, but it'll do. We crack open our boxes and get to work on them. Seems she's just as hungry as I am from the way she chows down, but there's enough room between bites to chat, so... I love that they actually specify we're actually eating this time,
Yes.
as opposed to the first time when we sadly missed our bento the whole way, and it was just so disappointing. No! Okay, so I gotta know, why the fixation on retro games? I'm not saying they aren't cool, it's just not something folks our age are usually into, right?
I'd contest that with posts by 20-somethings on classic game collector sites.
That's
But you're really asking why I'm into this stuff.
adorable.
Hey, what's not to love? The cool glow of a cathode ray tube, blooming color through the scan lines, the simple and clean pixel art style. One stick, a few buttons, easy to learn, hard to master.
She's adorable.
You can keep your crazy networked real-time strategy beat-em-up esports fighter thingies. Give me a maze or a spaceship or a bunch of dots any day.
You're so cute.
She would love Cubert so much. Huh, or a princess to rescue and turtles to jump on.
Mario.
Ha, ha.
Right. Well, the more jumping than the rescuing. Although I do like the princesses rescuing the prince in Wyvern Keep. Good pick, Lies.
Ha. Weren't you pulling for me to pick phrase invaders?
Well, yeah, but I can dig Wyvern Keep too.
So, how'd you get started with retro games?
Well, I know the cliche answer is I had an older brother who introduced me to games, but that's basically the truth. Sort of. Indirectly, I guess. For a whole summer, my jerk of a brother was in charge of babysitting me, and being a teenager, he didn't want to bother, so he wanted to go to the arcade and hang with his friends. And so he dragged little old me with him to the arcade, gave me a fistful of tokens, and told me to go keep myself busy.
So I was 6 and he was 16,
Yeah.
10 years apart.
Right? At first, I played what all the kids played. Ticket games, prize games. Pride games, but I got bored with it fast, realizing I wasn't winning much of anything. Honestly, kids are smart, right? They gotta realize they're being scammed.
They do. Yeah,
Right.
enough kids are blind to make the scam work. Whoa. Well, I mean, with how we've responded to tickets and stuff, that does not sound like us at all. Well, when you really want to toy with all your heart, depends on the game which we're playing. Damn. I feel like I'm losing this more the farther we get in. Like, I thought I had a handle on this.
Well, again, it might be also more confusing for you, too, just based on the fact what I'm also seeing, and I mentioned kind of earlier, is that the character does seem to be shifting in a way that is a little confusing.
Like,
because they are trying to sort of broadly appeal, I think, to all these options, but they're not quite working.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was doing, too, is going like, it's you saying, you're this kind of a character, and then I'm going, well, I don't know that we actually are. I kind of feel like since we were asking about what kind of games, what got her into games, and what she likes, basically engaging with it, we'd say it depends on the game, so we can ask, which were you playing?
Okay.
Because I think we want to know more about what her interests are. Some games are more obvious about the scam than others. Which games were you playing back then?
I kept moving from game to game, trying to find the one that was actually fun. I never did.
Yeah, those ones really aren't. A lot of them are so short, it's just really annoying.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky I clued in quickly that it was a pointless token sink. Plus, well, there was one other problem with the ticket gamer area. Too many kids. Just way too many kids I didn't know, from schools I didn't go to. I was too timid to ask someone to leave a game I wanted to play, or even to hover around them. Worried they might talk to me. I'm not really good with strangers. Huge crowds of them. Once I get to know someone, well, they're not a stranger. That's different. Like you, I got to know you quickly enough.
I'm an open book. Considering she gave me her lunch on day 1 and made me lunch today, quickly indeed.
But there was one area of the arcade which had next to nobody playing games, where I didn't need to put a quarter up and wait in line, where everything was fun.
Retro games.
Exactly.
Because no one was there.
Only a few older guys back there. I could play anything I wanted. Every game was a single token, and it was all so amazingly cool and flashy and colorful and...
So when I've mentioned nickel arcades in California, which I went to 2 different ones with my dad when I was younger, it really was a bunch of older retro games. Like they would, because that's how they made them cost a nickel, and they did. They retrofitted them so you could pay, well, for a nickel, or you could buy your tokens with nickels, and then they just all had a universal token slot.
Right.
I was gonna say, but like the nickel arcades were, yeah, it was a bunch of old stuff. It all cost 1 nickel to play per round, and yeah, it was a very specific crowd that was in there. And I totally see this. It's very cute and very charming.
Oh, it was paradise. Those games were my new best friends. Now I looked forward to my jerk of a brother abandoning me in the arcade to go play fighting games. Eventually, summer vacation ended, and it was back to school, but I kept visiting arcades, especially ones with good retro collections.
And today, like, there's one game that I've seen, the most recent one I've seen, which was at the last company Christmas party that we went to, which was at a bowling alley with an arcade.
Right.
It was like $7.50 per play because it was a 3D headset game.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, so you get your, $15, token card, and half of it's gone in one play.
Yeah. That place, as much as
And
there
it's
were
like a
things about it that
3-minute
I liked, but I was just like, I'd rather fucking go play bowling. It was just a huge sink.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So that's how I got into classic arcade games.
And that's how you caught
Pac-Man
Pac-Man fever. The only prescription for is more Pac-Man. I don't know, a young girl alone with a bunch of older game dudes. Whoa.
Seems inadvisable.
That's diplomatic, huh?
Did you have any favorites in particular?
I think we really are digging in with we want to know more about what you say. We're looking for open-ended. I think Liza's really open-ended questions here, because it did feel like, hey, I want to get to know you. That was the opening line.
Okay,
So
sure.
yeah.
Did you have any favorites in particular?
Yeah. Did you have any favorites in particular? Even though it sounds a little generic, it's really genuine. So what games did you play at that arcade? Any standouts in your memory?
Of course! Pac-Man, Dig Dug. I mean,
TM.
all the standards, TM.
TM.
But I loved Pango, TM.
Is that the penguin?
A cute little penguin kicking ice blocks around. You really had to think ahead and play that game well, too. Took skill.
I remember a game like that. I don't think it was called Pingo, but it really was like you had these holes in the ice, everything slid, and so you had to slide and get away from the enemies, and then kick the ice, and then it would just slide the direction you pushed it. It was a little puzzle game.
It's very possible it is Pango, because I've noticed the ones that are specifically TM is they are really like that's the game.
So I didn't know if it was Pango. It is Pango TM. So that's probably was.
Yeah.
I think I played that game.
I found a plushy penguin once with red fur at a toy store, bought it immediately, made a purple bow tie for it, and that was my Pango TM plushie.
And it's right
Boink.
there behind her. It's
It
adorable.
is. It's still in my workshop. In fact, the plushie. I mean, not the game. I wish we had the game. I know it's a little weird for me to not be interested in newer games, and it's not like new games are universally awful, but I like what I like. I love what I love. I do what I love for a living. How cool is that? As long as the Funplex stays open and keeps its retro spirit bright, I'll be happy.
That's cute. Well, Event Manager Lives will see to it that we keep our doors open. Today's event will go a long way to keeping your dream alive.
Thanks so much for that. I know I'm kind of quietly hiding in the back today, but I'm really proud of you. I wanted you to know that.
That's adorable.
I think we should both get back to what we do best. For the glory of the Funplex.
For the glory of the Funplex.
Oh boy.
That's adorable. For the power of
Grayskull! Yeah.
Oh, after packing up the remains of the lunch, she gets back to her work, and I get back to mine. But I can certainly say that my day is a little brighter now.
Aw,
That's cute.
that is cute.
She's just been very charming every time we've talked to her, though, and she's just very enthusiastic. The next few hours pass quickly. With renewed confidence, Percy's deep into his world record run and performing admirably. He's intensely focused on that score, inching ever closer, while QueenBee effortlessly destroys locals on the path to her inevitable showdown with the demon. So they did get bracketed across from each other, not immediately.
That's good.
That's really good.
I was gonna go, well, you've completely sort of like bonked that entire event. Because to me, I'd really be like, wow, you had the biggest event in the very freaking beginning.
Yeah, I know. Like, that sounded weird. She's like, I can't go up against him. I'm like, I hope you're not going up against him. Otherwise, it's over.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's really, really smart to put him on the opposite side of the bracket so you guys end up ideally facing each other at the very end of things. But it didn't sound like that's what they were going to do
At
at all. Ugh. Myself, I float through it all, taking care of little problems, making sure the soda gets paid back what it cost.
God.
While keeping an eye on both of them. As an event wins, as the event winds, but I can read a but as the event winds to a close. Booty! All eyes are on our two main events, and the very real possibility of our local heroes falling apart at the finish line. Nobody cares about your game unveil or magical moon kitties. These have disappeared from your event.
It's kind of sad.
I'm really sorry for Michelle and her game. Either that or you're just not noticing it at all.
Yeah.
That's a great sound effect.
Uh-huh.
Technically, the arcade-wide score competition is still on, but the crowds are ignoring the games in favor of crowding around Fist of Discomfort and Moopy, which is a good sign.
Uh-huh.
On the other hand, it also seems like Teo's disappeared.
Like,
largely. Our 2 stars! What happened to Teo's piece of the event?
Teo was just, I think, running, basically.
He was just helping people.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I know, it wasn't a competition.
It wasn't.
Percy's been on a solid run since his earlier fumbles. Did he have earlier fumbles?
Oh, wait, well, we didn't pick them. This just sounds like a very generic line, so if you got one or the
I
other.
don't feel like it should path as if we did choose all of them. Like, that's
Clearly we have.
That's one of the things that's bothered me before, is sometimes when they have an experience in a game of, there's multiple options, and then you choose one of them, it's trying to path back in from all of them to the same conclusion.
Right.
And it doesn't always handle it well. We don't know he was having earlier fumbles, we just knew he looked grumpy, so that's a little too specific for me, just as a critique point of view.
Right.
QueenBee's been effortlessly destroying all competitors, as expected. But the demon has been matching her game for game. Yeah, that's appropriate, because the coolest thing that everyone would want to see is both of them getting to the top and then facing each other. Like, that is what the event should be, ideally, for presentation.
Yep.
I was just saying, even if you can't guarantee it, and obviously everyone doesn't all want to lose, but they all want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Destroying all his opponents as well. And, as predicted, grand finals will come down to QueenBee versus the demon.
All right, but we are out of time. So thank you very much, guys, though, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. We got the links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Liz.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!